Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report. We would have gone over the Royals with their biggest contract signed and the third biggest in baseball history with Bobby Whitt Junior, but now we're going to have to go over the Kansas Jayhawks as the Kansas Jayhawks blew a 9-point lead. The Kansas Jayhawks got upset by the biggest local rivalry as Kansas State trailed by 2 at the half and then trailed by 9. Kansas State did. I said, click. They're going to turn off the TV. KU's going to win. And they got back into it quickly as the Cats scored 20 points off turnovers. And suddenly, the Cats had found the lead with Taylor Perry shooting three throws, which gave them the Cats' first lead of 55-54. They made another three, 58-54. With just a minute on the clock, Kevin McCullough, KU would score a few times, and KU all of a sudden had the lead at 62-60. The Cats would score four unanswered, which would give them the lead of 67-66. After that, though, the Hawks would tie it up at 67 going into the half, but got it to overtime, as Kansas State would miss the buzzer beater from half court. Kansas State separated themselves in a little bit in the overtime as it was 8-4 outscoring. Final score was 75-70. Kansas State upsets KU for just the 5th time in 2000. Hunter Dickerson leads the Hawks with 21 and Tyler Perry gets the Cats with 26. He was the outstanding player of the game and was on the ESPN postgame show for the Cats. This is the 5th time since 2000, almost 25 years ago. So 5 out of 20, KU loses to K-State. 20-5, pretty good. Shows how dominant KU is. The Kansas City Royals baked the bank with Bobby Whitt Jr. Here's the contract. Looks like my idea was the Royals signed Bobby Whitt Jr., but it was a perfect signing. They wanted to show they're going to know how to win, or they're going to keep players to win. And that would be Bobby Whitt Jr., the best player I've seen to have as much potential as George Brett. And with the new stadium wanting to be built by the Royals, the vote that will go on Johnson County's ballot will get you to keep the Royals in Kansas City and Johnson County. But my question is, where? They've got to name a place. It was Riverside. Now it's, I don't know. We'll put the plan together. That's my question to the Royals, and that's what they need to do. And I expect that within the next coming month. The sooner the better. The earlier the better. The Chiefs will renovate Arrowhead if this passes. 30 years more for Arrowhead. I would put a rotating roof on it. But if you said that didn't pass last time, fine. Then renovate it for 10 years. I want us to have the Final Four in the Super Bowl. And the only way we can do that, and it will improve Kansas City's economy over the top, and get a Final Four in there and get it back to Kansas City, would also improve Kansas City as a city. You got to but that may not happen. So as it is right now, it's going to renovate Arrowhead Stadium. You better get the bathrooms better. I would like to see the Royals do a 10-year deal, take down Kauffman Stadium, and if you want to stay at Arrowhead, which, fine, then add on to it, then revamp it, take the whole Royal Stadium's gone. That's an entertainment district built right now. The other side of the parking lot will still be Chief Stadium. But in 10 years, we take that down. We already have a place for the Chiefs to play that we built temporarily, or I don't know, keep it for state championships. Keep it for the Big 12 football championship if you want to. I don't know, anything. Keep it for an outdoor football stadium in the XFL. I don't really think that matters, but if you want to build an XFL team, you think that will build the economy, that's fine. I probably won't be going to any of your games. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just miss most of football so much I'll just be going to the arena football game or the XFL football games, whatever you want to call it. So you build Chiefs temporarily place to play in a stadium, then you add on to Arrowhead, and you build a roof. I would like to see that, everything built, and it looks like a brand new stadium. Could you imagine what a stadium could look like in 10 years if they already look as beautiful as they do today? I guarantee you it will increase the population and give the Chiefs in Kansas City way more money than they ever thought. It'd probably make Clark Hunt, if he's not already a billionaire, and Sherman already a billionaire and more, or whatever he is. I don't know. But they're willing to give $1 billion, the Royals are, to add on to the stadium. But they just got to get a plan together. They're doing all the right things, just a plan for the stadium.
In a previous conversation we had, you said something that really rung in my mind, which is that many people who become addicted to things have this feeling that normal life isn't interesting enough.
I think that life for humans has always been hard, but I think that now it's harder in unprecedented ways. And I think that the way that life is really hard now is that it actually is really boring. And the reason that it's boring is because all of our survival needs are met. I mean, we don't even have to leave our homes to meet every single physical need, as long as you're of a certain level of financial well-being. If you look at leisure time, for example, so people without a high school education have 42% more leisure time than people with a college degree. My point here is that life is hard now in this really weird way, in that we don't really have anything that we have to do. So we're all forced to make stuff up, whether it's being a scientist or being an Olympic athlete or, climbing Mount Everest. And people really vary in their need for friction. And some people need a lot more than others. And if they don't have it, they're really, really unhappy.
Our podcast today is on getting better. Here's my message for that. A few ways notice the world is getting boring. Many people have this problem with mental health issues. They are always looking for the thrill, and that's not going to come every day. So you might want to add some simple things on your schedule. Look like this. I will walk 10 seconds faster. In my case, 10 seconds faster in a run than I did yesterday. Yes, I know that is a little step, but the mile goal is not getting you outside. It's a goal that's getting you outside in the step by step. I do podcasts, that adds on to another thing. I do them every day. That gives me more to my mental health. So a person with a serious disability for days, and it doesn't have to be based on work, because obviously I can't work a certain amount of hours because I don't get paid. But I'm plenty entertained, and going outside and exercising and doing something else to better yourself each day can be simple. It can be a meditation and a run each day. Your life will not be as boring as it was, and hopefully that will get your mental health better. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report. I got some mental health questions for you. Patrick Mahomes Sr., I don't know if you saw this.
I did, yeah.
Got a DUI. It's more than his third time, according to people.com, because he wouldn't have been charged. Against this amount of money, or it was, for some reason they knew it was more than his third time.
Oh.
So that's a hard habit to break, and it's a sad habit.
It is, yeah. I fortunately have never had to deal with an addiction of that type, so I can't speak personally about it. But yeah, I know people who battle that kind of thing, and it is it grips you, and it's just those of us who maybe haven't had that addiction think, well, why can't you just stop doing whatever you were doing? I mean, why is it so hard? But it is incredible. You talk to these people, and it's just something they can't control a lot of times, and they don't think that they're in as bad a shape as they are, and something like that happens. It's sad. I mean,